You know what's the great thing about failing?
Tell me.
I've failed before, and I wake up the next morning, and I'm okay. Cody's Corner. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to get the W, as well as who's going to get the $25. You got a wombo combo from us today. I'm here sat beside with my co-host, the one and only Payday.
Hello, world.
And I got the man behind the chair, the man with the stats, the one and only David. Today's going to be a good day. You got the Week 17 recap as well as Week 18. Welcome to Week 18, bro.
Wow, man. It's felt like just missing that one episode. It's kind of like felt like it was a long time.
Yeah, I felt like I was away from you guys for a while. Like I kind of felt empty.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is my life, bro. So a day without it is like, where did your routine go?
It was a little bit gone for a second, but we're back.
We're back just like no other. Happy to be here. Happy that you guys are in tune with us. Sorry for missing the episode, but let's get right to it, man.
I think there's something on IG you wanted to bring up.
Oh my God. I'm so glad that I saw this morning. And one of the people that we saw like it before I saw it was Joey. Shout out Joey.
Shout out Joey.
Super interesting. There's a lot of financial incentives that these players have to go through in this last week for a lot of them to make that extra money. Do you let me go through it with you?
I'll let you. I'll listen.
You got, if DeAndre Hopkins gets 7 receiving yards, 49 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns, he gets $1.5 million.
It's a big difference.
If Baker Mayfield makes the playoffs, he gets $2 million.
Is he gonna prove that he is Baker moneymaker?
Ooh, now he's really the moneymaker if he does it this time. I'm saying, if Geno Smith makes the playoffs, he gets $2 million.
Nice.
Seattle, shout out Seattle.
Shout out Seattle.
If Joe Mixon gets 1 touchdown, he gets $250K.
I like that one.
If Alexander Madison rushes for 125 yards, he gets $650K.
That ain't happening. He's not getting 150K.
If Dalton Schultz gets 6 catches for 107 yards, he gets $500K.
Jeez.
Hard. But CJ Stroud is back. It's possible. If Leonard Floyd gets 1.5 sacks for the Bills, he gets $2 million today.
Oh, he is gonna be playing hard.
If Jadeveon Clowney gets 0.5 sacks, he doesn't even need to get a whole sack. 0.5, $750K.
Wow.
On the Ravens. If Darius Slayton is just active today against the Eagles,
as long as he plays,
he gets $750K.
They're probably gonna bench him
just to save that bread.
They will.
They decided to activate someone else on the roster.
You could go onto FanDuel and bet Slay over under being on the field half time.
That's funny, bro. Yeah, man. It's
there's another one I wanted to bring up. I think Travis. It's not really money wise, but Travis Kelce, I believe, is like 17 yards away from reaching 1,000 yards on the season.
Receiving.
Yeah, and I think he's done it. I forgot if it was every season or like the past 5 or something.
Oh, so he's on a streak right now.
Yeah, he's on a streak. He wants to keep it alive. He needs 17. I think he's fine.
I think he could do it. I think that's an easy 17 in one game.
I don't think it's exactly 17, but it's between 15 and 25. It wasn't a lot.
That's interesting, bro. I definitely like that one. So, hey, man, welcome to Week 17.
Hey, man, we still got to recap last week's games.
Yeah.
We're going to be quick, but we got to talk about it, right?
Yeah, we definitely do. We're going to start out with a great game to talk about. You got Detroit at Dallas. And I know that this is probably late news for a lot of people, but honestly, Detroit got greedy, bro. I think Detroit really, like, they took the time to try and make this intricate play, which, don't get me wrong, if Campbell had went through it and the refs were aware, why not call the play, especially if you get the W? But at the same time, like, you easily could have just kicked the extra point and took it to OT, no?
Personally, I don't blame the initial call to go for 2. If I'm in that situation, you're down 1, you could either just tie the game, let it go to OT, or just try to win it. I don't want to lose a game on a coin toss.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going for the win. Because, they've scored a field goal, they go into OT, they lose the coin toss, Cowboys score a touchdown, that's it. Game's over.
You know what that is to me? That's trusting your guys, though.
I understand that, but, like, you're also I mean, like, you trust your guys, but the other guys are gonna do the same thing. They're gonna play hard.
No, excuse me.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with Cody on this one. Honestly, I feel like the defense played well enough. Dallas averages what 40 at home.
Yeah.
They barely put up 20 points. You know what I mean? The defense has been playing. So even if you did lose that coin toss, you still had the opportunity. Your defense was playing well enough to give you a chance.
100%.
I believe.
And Dak threw a pick that game.
I understand, but they're at the 2-yard line, right? When you kick a field goal.
Yeah.
That's
It got
statistically
a couple flags pushed it back a couple times though.
I'm saying the initial
when they
call
got
to
there.
go for it, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
the flags came back and they kept trying, I was like, this is a little questionable.
Yeah.
That I didn't agree with.
But I meant more so as like you trust your guys because that's why he called that 2-point play. And
Yeah.
the truth is, look, it went the way he thought it was going to. The lineman did catch it. You know what I mean? Like it was, I don't know. I thought it was a fair play. The refs had a field day that day. In between the touchback with CeeDee Lamb's fumble in the end zone, and that, like, I think the refs were just on one that day.
So I know the day after, a lot of video, even that night, a lot of videos came out of number 68 going up to the ref.
Decker.
Yeah, he went up to the
Yeah.
ref and he like made himself eligible. And,
Right.
And the ref, I think, came out and said that he thought it was somebody else. So
Is that actively what he said?
that it was something along the lines. He was like, he wasn't sure. Like, it was just a confusion part.
Yeah.
But I also saw a tweet where they said that ref crew is ineligible for the playoffs now.
100%. I saw that as
So
well.
they're not going to be reffing the playoffs.
No.
So that kind of admits that they were in the wrong there.
100%.
So as far as flowers go, we got to give you yours really quick. You said
I love
Dak was
flowers.
going to get 250 yards.
Mhm.
He got 345. So you banged that over. And then you said a side bet of Pollard under 70 yards.
A bum.
Let's put it like this. The rushing leader of the game was David Montgomery with 65.
Yeah, but how many did Pollard have?
You want me to check?
No, you don't have to. I think he had like.
If
40.
the
49.
rushing leader was
49.
65,
He had 49 yards.
then anybody else had under 70. You
No,
feel
I just
me?
needed to know how little he had.
He had 49.
He's a bum,
He's
bro.
a bum.
Just reiterate that one more time. He's a bum, bro. Noel also said over 250 yards for Dak. Shout out Noel from wherever he is right now.
So is Pollard not going to be in Dallas next year?
Oh,
Um,
I would love to talk about that when we go into the upcoming
yeah,
games.
we'll talk about that later. I think they'll keep him.
Oof.
Next, we got New England at Buffalo. Buffalo beat New England 27-21. It was a divisional game, so it always does play out well. I gotta tell you right here, right now, I am nervous if I am Buffalo. I'm horrified. I'm gonna tell you why.
There's a lot of scenarios.
Also, did you see that first touchdown on the kick return?
Yeah.
Yo, that was beautiful. That spin move. What is that guy's name? Rager?
Yes, Rager.
Jalen Rager, 98-yard kick
Pat-
return.
He was an Eagle?
Was he? I have no
so?
idea. I have no clue whatsoever. But look, this is what scared me the most. 3 turnovers by New England by the end of the third quarter, but there was no passing touchdown by either quarterback in the second half. Let me tell you right now, that's not going to work against Miami. That is not going to fly against the
they're gonna
potential AFC champions.
They're going to have to play hard.
It's going to be a
We'll
really
talk about
rough
that
one.
when we get there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I was the only one that took the Pats for some reason. I think it was because it was a divisional game, but it was close. We got Atlanta at Chicago. Chicago beat Atlanta 37-17.
Man, we were talking about Justin Fields last week,
Yeah.
and we were like, is he that guy? What are the Bears going to do next year when they have to draft this first overall pick? Yo, he proved to be him.
Yeah.
Man, he looked great last week.
He's working for his job right now.
He was playing amazing.
Justin
I was
Fields,
watching the
200
game, and
Oh,
I was
my bad.
like, this is like, looks a little Mahomey.
Oh, chill.
You like that?
Yo, David, can you hit him with a chill?
Petey, you gotta chill.
A little Mahomey out there.
You got Justin Fields with 268 passing yards. The rushing leader of the game was Khalil Herbert with 124. And DJ Moore with 159 receiving yards. He's doing great.
They figured it out.
Oh, they figured it out against Atlanta in
Well,
Week 17.
They figured out DJ Moore's our guy. They just throw him the ball, and it's been working.
Well, then who do they get picked with a number 1 pick? If it's not a quarterback, who?
It's a receiver.
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I think they should take Marvin Harrison Jr. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, for sure. Next, we got Las Vegas at Indianapolis. Indianapolis beating Las Vegas 23-20. Aiden O'Connell with 299 passing yards, Jonathan Taylor with 96 rushing yards, and Devontae Adams with 126 receiving yards. All right, so PD, tell me, going into this game, I had the Raiders, you had the Colts. What made you think that the Colts were going to win that game?
I knew it was going to be really close. I mentioned the Colts do a really good job bringing the ball up the field, struggle to score. It still showed a little bit. I think Minshew had the under in my parlay from last week. I'm pretty sure he didn't throw enough touchdowns so I hit the under.
Word.
But they've been playing really well. The Raiders have had a really good defense. Pittman was back. I was like, I think that's going to be the difference, and it ended up being really close, but they got it.
Yeah, I'm really glad. So, your parlay did not hit. As the former parlay king, sometimes you got to humble yourself and really fall into the idea of, you know what, I'm human. Okay?
Can't win them all.
So, but the only thing that you got wrong was the Pittman 41 receiving yards. You said he was going to get over 65. You hit the Zamir White over 50. You got the Gardner Minshew under 2.5 touchdowns. And Jonathan Taylor under 2 touchdowns. Very interesting.
So close.
Heartbreaker. Too bad. So sad. The Colts still have a chance. Moving on, we got the Rams at the Giants. The Rams beat the Giants 26-25. You know, we got all green across the board. All three of us chose the Rams, but it was by the skin of our teeth. How did you not pick the Giants?
Because it's the Giants. What do you mean how?
Hey, man, look,
It's
what do you mean
it was
how? They only lost
look,
by 1.
We didn't expect this to happen. The Rams have been playing really hot. The Giants are still the Giants, not a playoff team. I thought the Rams would come into New York and just take over.
Yeah.
And it was a good game.
So
It came all the way down to the wire into that final field goal, and then the Giants do what the Giants do. And
Yeah, Peter, you took the Rams to cover that 7, and
oh, that's right. I
Clearly
forgot
that
about
didn't happen.
further humbling is taking place. I see. I like it. Talking about humbling, Arizona beat the Eagles 35-31. Who in their right mind thought that Arizona was going to beat Philly this week? Not me.
I'm assuming none of us chose Arizona.
None of us did.
We all chose the Eagles. So we just had 3 green, and now we got 3 red. So we all just got humbled this week.
I mean, look, Philly has been struggling. We'll talk about that later, but they are struggling.
I want to mention something. Noel said that Philly had to prove their greatness against a mediocre team like Arizona. That's true, because now they go to play the Giants this week, and it's a divisional game. Now it might be a harder game to win compared to what you thought you were going to get out of Arizona.
I agree.
Terrible. After that, we got New Orleans at Tampa Bay. The Saints beat the Bucks 23-13.
Derek Carr's a bum.
Yeah, he really is, bro. We all also picked the Bucks.
You know who's not a bum?
Unfortunately,
The QB on the other side. Baker.
The passing leader of the game, Baker Mayfield, with 309 passing yards. The rushing leader, Jamal Williams, with 58. And the receiving leader, Juwan Johnson, with 90 receiving yards. I knew it was going to be a good fought game. I never doubted it, to be honest. But it was a good fought game overall. Not really anything too surprising. But moving right along, we got San Francisco at Washington. San Francisco beat Washington 27-10.
We said they would bounce back, and they did that. I mean, Brock Purdy looked like Brock Purdy again after a tough week before that. Elijah Mitchell came out of nowhere. He was a rushing leader, 80 yards. And Brandon Ayuk had another game, 114 receiving yards.
Very, very interesting. Now, we were having the whole argument last week about if the 49ers had a running back like, let's say, Tony Pollard, would they be as good? When you only put up 27 against Washington, does that make you a little more validated in your argument that you had?
McCaffrey did get hurt early on.
So that's what happened to them.
And that's what happened in that game.
Who's their backup running back? Do you
Elijah
know?
Mitchell.
I mean, if I had just Elijah Mitchell by myself on any team, I think I'd be pretty concerned too.
Yep.
Would you say Elijah Mitchell is worse than Tony Pollard?
No, Tony Pollard's a bum.
You would say Elijah Mitchell is better than Tony Pollard?
That might be a hot take. You know,
Yeah.
Tony Pollard, I don't know, man. Like, Tony Pollard
It's
hasn't
hard.
been good.
It's hard. I'm not
Who did we
gonna
have
lie.
in that game? I'm sure all the Niners.
We all had the Niners in that one. You know, I mean, duh. I mean, honestly, I didn't say it, but like, whoa, who's gonna pick Washington that game? Be for real. Carolina at Jacksonville. Jacksonville beat Carolina 26-0. They clipped them.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise figure. I'm the only one that picked the Panthers, but you guys both picked the Jaguars. There's nothing else really to say. For some reason, you know what I think it was? Because, forgive me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Panthers play the Green Bay Packers last week?
The week before that?
Yeah, and it was a close game.
They played
so
well.
I was like, you know what? If they can keep it close with Green Bay, why can't they keep it close with Jacksonville? But nope.
They showed you why.
I guess so. Because they're the worst team in football. I saw the rankings that NFL came out with this week. You know how they do that cute little da-da-da, whatever? It's always 32 Carolina Panthers. It's been that for like the last 4 weeks.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, but I don't even want to talk about it. That pissed me off. Moving right along, we got Miami at Baltimore. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was expecting this, but I know you guys have been hearing it all week. Baltimore beat Miami 56-19.
I mean, I'm not super surprised, just because going into that game, we knew Miami's both corners were out.
Yeah.
They were missing somebody else, a safety or somebody on the line.
They had Zay Flowers out of that game. Mozart was out of that game with an ankle injury. Jalen Ramsey was out with a knee injury.
Yeah, they had another corner out. They had Jalen Waddle.
Xavier Howard is his name.
Yes. And they had Jalen Waddle out too, right?
Yeah.
So Miami was missing a lot of pieces, and it showed. It showed on the field.
100%.
And Lamar Jackson, man, I think he cemented those MVP talks.
Was it that much of a surprise if all three of us picked the Ravens to win this game? I don't think it was a surprise that they won. I think it was a surprise that they lost or won by that much.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? I don't think anybody expected Miami to turn over the way that they did.
No.
Speaking of turning over, Houston now back with CJ Stroud beat the Titans 26-3. He's back.
He's back.
Him. Call him him. Talk about someone who you can see their impact when they're not on the field.
Yeah.
The Texans were looking mid for a second, no?
The Texans looked bad. I mean, they were missing Stroud, Tank Dell, Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Now you got Collins back. You got CJ Stroud back. So it shows what this team can really do if they're healthy. They're still only a game away from the playoffs, and it would be fun to see what they can do there.
I would love to see Houston in the playoffs.
It'd be amazing.
Especially through CJ's rookie year. I feel like it'd be interesting. CJ Stroud with 213 passing yards, and then Devin Singletary with 80 rushing, and Nico Collins with 80 receiving.
The ball wasn't moving much.
It wasn't, he was throwing much, but I don't know if they were catching much. Moving along, Pittsburgh at Seattle. Pittsburgh beat Seattle 30-23. Mason Rudolph.
What did I say?
You're the only one that took the Steelers out of the three of us.
Come on, man.
Talk to me.
I told you, it's Rudolph. It's still the holiday season. He had to play well.
I got something I wanted to say to you because I was right about this one this week.
You
Najee Harris had more fantasy points this week than George Pickens.
He did. Harris had 122 rushing yards. Pickens had 131 receiving yards. They were both going off.
Yeah.
I mean, for a second, I think Warren was the first one to score in that game.
Yeah.
Then Harris again.
I don't think anybody expected the score to be this high in this game either. 30-23? No, hell no. If you had asked me before, I don't even remember what I said, but I know I definitely didn't expect either team to go over 21.
Yeah.
To be for real. Seattle has a good defense, and who expected a lot out of Mason Rudolph's offense?
I did.
Anyway, you're feeling yourself because you're just fitted up in the studio today. Yo, nobody could see it, but Petey has his Odell Beckham Giants jersey on the chair behind him. Like, who does this guy think he is, bro?
Reach back like 1-3.
Hey now.
Reach back for 1-3 and pick Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
You did it. You did that thing. You got it. Parlay King coming back on the incline.
Give me my crown.
You got the Chargers at Denver. Denver beating the Chargers 16-9. Very interesting.
Not much to say here. You had Stidham through 224.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler still looking like a shell of himself. Only 46 rushing yards.
I think we all picked the Broncos just as a safety call, just because the Chargers' coaching situation is rough, but it honestly could have gone either way.
Austin Eckler, he was a first-round pick in fantasy this year.
Right.
Where do you think he falls to next year?
Oh, a lot lower.
I don't think you pick him.
I don't know.
Three.
Honestly, there's been rumors about like Harbaugh potentially landing on the Chargers. If he's the coach, he might not drop as much as you think.
Some say Belichick might go to the Chargers.
Belichick needs to leave the league alone, but I can't wait to talk about Belichick when we talk about the game this week. So, I'm going to leave that right there. You got Cincinnati at Kansas City. Kansas City beating Cincinnati 25-17. Pat Mahomes, 245 passing yards. Isaiah Pacheco with 130 rushing. And Rashee Rice with 127 receiving. The Chiefs looked more like the Chiefs this game.
I mean, look what they can do when somebody can catch the ball.
Look what they can do when they have a healthy running back, bro.
Yeah, that too.
That
helps
too. No, deadass. He was out, and like not to say that Pat Mahomes isn't like sustainable enough by himself, but that's part of Andy Reid's plan.
Yeah.
Give him the break when he needs to, and get someone that can run really fast on the outside. They did it. They do it with Pacheco. They also did it with Edward Helaire.
Yeah, Pacheco, man, when he runs, it's scary.
Yeah, it really is.
He's an aggressive.
You saw that aggressive-ass form that he had?
Always.
They said that, that meme was like, they said that Pacheco runs like the try-hard third grader in soccer class.
He runs like his life depends on that down.
That's funny as hell, bro. We all took the Chiefs, but I feel like that also wasn't a hard one. You got Green Bay at Minnesota. Green Bay beat Minnesota 33-10. It's getting ugly for Minnesota at this point.
It got ugly. That's it.
We all picked the Packers. Like, that's really it for them. I think they're a great team. Like the Jets. Great team. Now they have a big question mark at quarterback. And that's a hard spot to fill if it's not filled in. And they thought they were set with Kirk Cousins.
I think you just bring Cousins back.
Dude, does he even go back?
I think he would love to. I think
they love him in Minnesota.
He loves Minnesota too.
Yeah,
I think it's a perfect fit.
Him and the ayahuasca that Aaron Rodgers has been taking really need to just collab for like a drop, like it's sneakers, and then he'll be back like no other.
All right. Well, we got our boom bust recap of last week.
All right. Unfortunately, I had C.J. Stroud against Tennessee with 19.1 as my boom, and he only got 12.92. For some reason, Tennessee was playing very well that game. It's close.
Well, I had Jared Goff versus Dallas as my first bust. It's projected at 16.4. I didn't think he was going to do that, and he didn't. He only put up 10.8.
Yo, I'm so jealous of your boom bust, bro. Like, on top of the parlays hitting, these have been hitting. Like, I don't know where you're getting your information from. If you have a direct line to Vegas that we don't know about, maybe like a can on a string somewhere. But you've been hitting like crazy. On top of that, I gotta give myself some credit every once in a while. Etienne versus Carolina, projected 15.9. I had him at a boom, and he got 25.8.
There you go. Good job.
Finally, man. I need one. I need one. It keeps my mind at ease.
Speaking of getting one, this was easy to me. Ooh. My second bust was Tony Pollard, the bum himself. Projected 14.8. He wasn't doing that. We put a side bet on it. I said, he's not going to even put up 10. He said, you want to put a bet on it? I was like, yeah, under 10. He put up 5.9.
How much I owe you?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought it was a real
on the
bet.
house.
I thought it was like live in the flesh.
Gentleman's bet.
A gentleman's bet. Spit on it, shake on it. Pause. Justin Jefferson versus Green Bay at my boom for projected 16.8. But there's no quarterback to throw to him, unfortunately. He only had 10.9.
Tough.
It's tough. And even though, like, that's a divisional game also, so I thought it was going to happen, but it didn't happen.
I believe you're also rooting for him to score a touchdown.
Hey, that's...
We won't talk about that.
I was so gassed up about that, dude. I called everyone, said I was the parlay king. Because everything on my parlay was hitting except for Justin Jefferson touchdown. I was like, I know I can do this. And then it's like, too bad, so sad. That's what I get for gloating early, I guess.
My final bust, Rashee Rice. I said this when I picked him. I was like, I think he's gonna have a good game. They projected him at 18.6. I was like, he's not gonna be that good, and he didn't. I did not expect him to put up that many points. And after that, I was 3 for 3.
Yeah, I'm excited. Definitely excited. So, what do we got next?
We got fantasy, our championship.
Woo! It's happening. The chip, the one and only. Congrats to the scariest team in the league. Let's clap it up for Dylan Houghton real quick. Woo! Well deserved. Eamon, I saw Eamon talking shit. He was like, I didn't come in third, but I made more money than the guy that come in third. I was like,
Tell him.
I was like, yo, Eamon, you gotta chill.
That was the commish. He was speaking at the commish.
Yo, Dylan Houghton beat Anthony Barge 130 to 119. It was a good game.
It was a really close game to the last players.
Yeah.
I think in the final game he had Najee Harris left.
Yeah.
On the other side, he had Najee. Just Najee.
And we were doubting Najee. You were doubting Najee.
I was doubting him.
It's easy to doubt him on that offense. You don't know what's going to happen. But I think realistically, since they haven't completely invested in Mason Rudolph yet, you got to expect they're going to run the ball a little more.
Well, let's talk about his team. At QB, he had Jalen Hurts, was projected 23, ended up with 19. Saquon ended up with 8. Najee, projected 12, ended up with 24.
Crazy, doubled it.
Yep. St. Brown doing St. Brown things. He ended up with 22. Rashi Rife spoke about him. He had 17. George Kittle only got 5.9. Unfortunate. Gus Edwards ended up with 10.8. Bills defense, 19 points. And the legend himself, Young Ho Koo, with 3.
Yeah. And then on the other side of the ball, we got Josh Allen with 21. James Conner, who's having one of the best seasons of his career, dropped 26. Devin Singletary at 11. Tyreek Hill had 13.6. DeAndre Hopkins with 14. A higher game this season for DeAndre Hopkins. To be honest, it's kind of like a make or miss with him, so it was good to see him do something. Got Sam Laporta, my boy, with 15.4. T. Higgins. What did I say about T. Higgins?
What did I say about T. Higgins?
He sucks.
What did I say? What did I call him last week?
A bum.
I called him a landmine.
Oh.
I dropped him. I had him the whole
the word.
season. I was like, I'm gonna drop this guy like he's a bomb. Whoever's gonna pick him up is gonna blow up in their face. He might have cost Anthony the championship.
That's true.
He picked up T. Higgins, put him in the flex, only gave him 2.9.
Yeah. But to be honest, his bench didn't do that much better. I mean, we were talking about how you pick in between Najee Harris or George Pickens. And honestly, he would have been better off doing both. The Tariq method, some might call it.
Love that.
For like when he was starting all those players on the
same
Commanders
team.
all at the same time. You know,
worked.
hey, sometimes you got to learn from other people's mistakes and see how it unfolds. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way for Anthony Barge. Congrats to him. He still came in second. It was a good fought game. I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I said if Dylan has a great game from Harris and Gus Edwards, those were and I said something about Rice. Those were the question marks on his team. And they all combined put up, 27?
Yeah.
They put up like 50-something altogether.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of what he needed. And
Barkley disappointed, though.
Barkley disappointed, but you had Najee Harris to pick him up. Won him the chip.
Good game. Good game. Congratulations, Dylan.
All right, let's move on. This week's games.
I think these are going to be really, really interesting.
On the topic of Dylan, we got his team Pittsburgh against the
Ooh,
Ravens.
he's a Steelers fan?
He's a Steelers fan.
I did not know that he was a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
So, listen. Baltimore just beat Miami by almost 40.
Wow.
And now they have Dalvin Cook. What are you laughing at? I think people don't understand. Like, okay, everybody, obviously Jet fans alone are like, yeah, Dalvin Cook wasn't shit when he got here. He hasn't been Dalvin cooking. Well, you know what? The Jets' O-line sucks. They suck.
The Jets suck, yeah.
So how are you going to have a good running back,
In a bad
right?
running
Right?
system?
In a bad running system. The same reason that Breece Hall isn't in that conversation. It might be the reason Breece Hall didn't make it to the Pro Bowl. Let's be for real. So to see him on a team with a good line like Dalvin Cook, to me, all that does is give Lamar Jackson's legs a little break.
Yeah, and he's definitely proved he can throw the ball now.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I think it's not even close. I got the Ravens.
I also got the Ravens.
David, you also have the Ravens?
You know it.
All right, let's go, man. Lamar looking like the clear-cut MVP.
They gonna get a Super Bowl out of me.
He did say that. You know, somehow we're going to get the clip in there. In the future, hopefully, I don't want to jinx nothing, knock on wood. If they get the Super Bowl out of him, they're going to be replaying that clip like a motherfucker.
I think we should talk about this, too, regarding the Steelers. They're playing Baltimore. There's a lot of different ways this team can clinch a playoff berth.
Yeah.
One, if Pittsburgh wins and if Buffalo loses, they make the playoffs. If Pittsburgh wins and Jacksonville loses or ties, they make the playoffs. If Pittsburgh wins and the Houston-Indianapolis game ends in a tie, they make the playoffs.
If it ends in a tie, yeah okay. What the
It's
hell?
a possibility.
In week 18, where you think, oh, we're going to end the season at a draw.
Hey, we've seen crazier happen. If Pittsburgh ties, plus Jacksonville loses, plus the Houston-Indianapolis game doesn't end in a tie, they make the playoffs.
If it doesn't end in a tie.
It doesn't end in a tie.
Now,
That one's a lot to keep up with.
Okay.
Last one we have, if Jacksonville loses, plus Denver wins, plus Houston and Indianapolis doesn't end in a tie, they make the playoffs.
Sheesh.
Okay, so for that mouthful, it's probably not going to happen, right?
Their easiest chance is the Steelers need to win, and they need Buffalo to lose.
Yeah, which easily could happen.
I don't think
I
they
don't
can
know
beat the
about
Ravens that
easily,
easily.
No. If Buffalo loses,
Well,
they play Miami.
But the Steelers still need to win.
All right, that's only 2 ifs instead of like the
but
option number 5 was like if my shoe's untied and like you know what I mean. It's
But
just
the
like
first one's-
unrealistic things.
the
The
first
tie.
The first one's a big if. They still need to beat Baltimore.
Yeah.
I don't know though because I think that Baltimore is going to be sitting down a lot of their starters.
Is
and
Lamar
stuff,
playing?
No, I don't think so.
No, Lamar's not playing,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying,
That's
like-
why it's
That
not
is a
such a
winnable game.
big stretch.
It's a winnable game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do feel like the Ravens are going to try to play spoiler,
Yeah.
like because
Yeah.
it is the Steelers, it's a divisional rivalry and
Yeah.
all that good stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
However,
About that.
I
the
hate when
Steelers
teams
are
do
gonna
that.
the Steelers are gonna have they're gonna be ready to go, and the Ravens are kind of in like it's like a walkthrough for them.
Look, and this is the realistic part. Buffalo could definitely lose to Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily. They almost lost to New England.
I wouldn't say easily.
Easily.
No, I wouldn't say easily.
Easily.
I wouldn't say
It's the last game and it's a divisional.
Miami's still banged up. I don't think it's going to be easy.
Buffalo needs to win this game to make the playoffs, no?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I think they make the playoffs. There's probably, We'll talk about that later.
We got Houston at Indianapolis. Win or go home. Both teams need the Jaguars to lose to make the playoffs. The Colts already beat the Texans in week 2. You think they have a chance?
Do the Colts have a chance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the Texans have a chance?
Yeah. I think this might be the closest game of the week.
A sleeper game, some might call
I
it.
think this is going to be a really fun game to watch.
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited
agree.
for this. I love watching the Colts. I don't know why. And CJ Stroud on the Titans.
You know exactly why you like watching the Colts. You had Pittman all year long.
That is true. That's why.
So now you're kind of like,
And I also
okay.
had Jonathan Taylor.
I'm saying, bro. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I had 2 of them on my
Maybe it's
fantasy
because I
team.
had money depending on them all year long. I don't know.
My life was really depending on that, but I really enjoyed it.
I would love to see CJ Stroud in this game. I can't wait to see how he does. And I don't know if what's the word I'm trying to say? I don't know if he's gonna be able to execute all the passing touchdowns that you would expect out of him through different receivers. I know a lot of them are still injured. I know
You still have Collins. You still have no Tank Dell, so that's the big.
you got Dalton Schultz though.
You have Schultz. You have
With
Brown.
that incentive on mind,
Yeah.
it can go that way. I think this game goes either way. Give me Houston.
All right. I'm gonna take the Colts. Let's talk about what's at stake here. We got the Texans. They can clinch the AFC title, the AFC South title, with a win, plus Jacksonville losing or tying. How they can clinch the playoffs is if they just win. Houston just needs to win and they clinch the playoffs. Or if they tie with the Colts and Jacksonville loses, plus Pittsburgh loses or tie. So they really want to bank on winning this game. Let's just say that. They need to win this game. The Colts, on the other end, very similar. For them to clinch a playoff berth, they need to win. Or they need to tie, plus have Pittsburgh lose or tie. So let's say in a world where the Colts and the Texans tie the game, if Pittsburgh loses or ties, they're both in the playoffs.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
And you know what? David mentioned this off Mike. I wanted to mention this. There's a lot of divisional rivalries this week, excuse me. And I think that makes it a beautiful thing because in past seasons, you would see people like watching 2 back-to-back games for these scenarios. Like, oh, if this person has to win and this person has to lose. But now all those teams are playing each other because they're all in the same division. So instead of having to watch 2 games in a row, you only got to watch 1.
It's going to make for a fun week of football. And
100%.
I think this is going to be CJ Stroud's most important game of his career to this point.
Some might say there's a lot of bragging rights on the line this week.
There's a lot.
A lot. I'm super, super excited. You got the Colts, bro?
I got the Colts. I'm going to ride with them.
All right.
Who you got, David? It's a tough one.
after hearing PD so compelling, you know?
His parlays are always just hitting so
I
well.
know. But I'm still going to go with my boy, CJ, man.
The dog.
I like it.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Come on, dude. Come on, man. After that, this is another good game. The problem with these games, obviously, because it's the last week, it's hard to pick when you're basing it off the starters because a lot of them might not be starting.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco is not playing this game. You got Cleveland at Cincinnati, and they're already playing with a backup. So now it's backup against backup. I believe that turns this game into the starting quarterback is who? Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
He's
GTR.
back.
Is
back.
Is he?
I'm assuming so.
I would love to check really quick, and I am gonna check.
David, could you get that for us? Actually?
I'll find out right now.
It's gonna be a good game. Cleveland's been hot. They already clinched the playoffs.
Yo.
And Cincinnati, I don't know where they're at, but they're either in or they're out.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Bengals also have an even record at 8-8, but it's at Cincinnati and they're 5-3 at home. So it's interesting. I want to ask you something. With these with these bench starters all week long, it's obviously always gonna be hard to take the over, right?
Yeah.
But the over's low on this one. It's at 37.5.
That's low.
They could do it.
Yeah.
I want to hit the over.
I'll join you.
All right.
I'll join you. I'll take the over as well.
You taking on that action, David? What do you think?
I'll take the over.
Browns Bengals over 37.5?
Yeah, why not?
All right. I'm cool with that. The spread is at 7.
And the starting quarterback for the Browns is none other than Jeff Driscoll.
Oh,
hell no!
Do we want to change that bet?
Maybe.
that Cleveland defense is really good too.
You know what? I'm gonna
Give
go.
me the under.
Give me the under.
We're all going for the under.
You know what? Whatever. I'm perfectly okay
He's
with
gonna
that.
have a game now.
Oh my god, that is so scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna be interesting, even though it might not be a shootout.
Oh, I don't think it will be.
Talking about a game that might not be a shootout, but rather a murder scene. You got Detroit at Minnesota, but they're probably not starting a lot of their players either.
Minnesota, I think they have a very slim chance to make the playoffs. If I'm looking at this and this is correct, I mean, Detroit already clinched, so I'm assuming they're not going to start a lot of starters.
Right.
Minnesota, they need a win, plus have Green Bay lose, plus have Seattle lose, plus have Tampa Bay lose.
That's too much math.
It's a lot of losing.
You know
and you gotta
what? It's not like it's impossible, and this is a parlay in itself.
win.
You know what I mean?
They need a win, and
these teams are throwing up parlays to make it to the playoffs, and it has to happen. But realistically, when you give your chances to so many different parts of the world, I think it's less likely than so.
There's another scenario that can go down.
Mm-hmm.
They need to win. Green Bay needs to lose. Seattle needs to lose, and New Orleans needs to lose. Basically, they need Green Bay and Seattle to lose, and either Tampa or New Orleans to lose.
I got an interesting stat for you.
Give it to me.
Give it to me.
I'm glad that everybody's head went to the same place. As of the season, so the Lions are home, right?
Yeah.
They've won 5 games at home.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings have won 5 games away.
Ooh.
So it's pretty even.
It's even, but Detroit's not starting their starters.
They're not, but the team is the team at the end of the day.
Vikings still don't have a starting quarterback, so I guess it is even.
But it's even because they're probably benching a lot of their starters also.
Not the Vikings. They need to win.
Oh, so they're all going all out. So it's definitely Detroit for me.
I'm gonna take the Vikings
Why?
because they're starting their starters, and Detroit's not. And the Vikings need to win.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Detroit was starting their starters.
No, they're clinched already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. What are you talking about? Okay, cool. So then you got Minnesota.
Got Minnesota. It's cold over there.
And it's a divisional game. I also got Minnesota, man.
Cool.
Interesting. David has the Lions. Talk to me, David.
They're
Talk
the
to
better
me.
team.
Yeah, they're the better team. I mean, they got...
When starting their starters.
We should also take into account what happened last week and how ugly that loss was against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I think
like,
they have something to prove now.
That's true.
They're still looking for
change the
momentum,
lines.
like you know what I mean. Like they're still looking for momentum. You know, they're hosting their first playoff game since '94.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's a divisional game. There might be some pride on the line. So give me the Lions.
I'm gonna take the Lions.
I don't doubt that you're gonna switch it up.
I'm switching.
All right, I got Minnesota still. I'm fine. I was gonna hop on your wave, and then you ditched me, so that's fine. It's cool. It's all good.
Enjoy the water.
Moving on from that, we got Jacksonville at Tennessee. Even after a rough stretch of games, Jacksonville could still win the AFC South. Will the Titans be saying goodbye after this game to Derrick Henry?
Oh, I think so.
You think so?
I think they should have traded him already, because that team doesn't have a future right now. I don't think.
I thought that your boy was Tajay Spears. Why are you switching up now?
He's the future. I'm saying, like, other than the running back position, they don't have a QB.
Okay.
They don't have, unless you think Levis is that guy.
I don't believe in him as of right now, no.
They don't have star power. DeAndre Hopkins is really inconsistent.
It's not him that's inconsistent. It's the quarterback that's inconsistent.
Either way, that offense...
I'm sorry. I have a problem. I really have an issue when people forget how nice DeAndre Hopkins was, will be, whatever you want to say it. He was arguably the best receiver in the league consistently.
Everybody would say he had the best hands.
He does.
Best hands.
I'm pretty sure I could be corrected if I'm wrong. I'm sure David could check this. I'm pretty sure that he has had the most Hail Marys thrown to him in the last 5 years. I'm pretty sure. In between Deshaun Watson on the Texans and Kyler Murray on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he also got 1 or 2 thrown to him this year with Will Levis. I think that he's that guy.
He also went like a whole season without dropping a ball once.
He was for a while. Did he really?
Pretty sure, yeah.
For a while, he was my favorite receiver in the league, bro.
Fun to watch. Inconsistent QB. I think you gotta ship Henry, send him somewhere, get assets back, and just run him Spears.
Yeah. But the other thing is that he always does miss like games with something. Like I know he.
Look, Henry's getting to that point of his career now. Like he's older.
Yeah, and there's no real stat, by the way, to like look at who gets the most Hail Marys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's a little. You put me on a little wild goose chase on that one.
David, can you just find this diamond over there in the bush, please?
Some might call it a gem in the rough.
Oh, shout out Gem in the Rough episode.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing.
We have inside jokes now.
Come on, bro. This shit's been going on for so long that we giggle in our free time.
Let me tell you how the Jaguars.
Tell me.
Jacksonville will clinch the AFC South title.
Wow.
If they win the game.
That's it.
All they have to do.
Nothing else has to happen.
Well, there's another scenario.
Tell me.
They can tie, plus have the Colts and Houston tie.
So either they win or 2 ties.
Yeah.
That is super weird.
Now, that's
I don't like any of these statistics that base it on a tie. Like, if a tie has to happen, it's not happening.
If it's a possibility, you gotta include it. There's also a chance for them to make the playoffs without winning the division.
Okay.
They would need to tie themselves, plus have Pittsburgh lose or tie.
Okay. Listen.
Or if they lose and Pittsburgh loses and Denver loses, then they're also in.
I got the Jags, bro.
I also have the Jags.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
How do you not take the Jags?
You have to.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you think Derrick Henry balls out this game because he has something to prove, God forbid, for the next team he goes to?
No.
Is this his final stamp on, I deserve a job somewhere else?
He doesn't need to stamp that he deserves. It's Derrick Henry. Any team out there is like, we will take you very, very quickly.
All right now, I want to answer from both of you. Where does he go, or where do you think he should go?
He's got to go to a contender.
The Bills.
Oh.
Yeah, he got to go to a contender.
Sick. That would be insane. I think
I would like to see him on the
I
Bills.
could see the Bills. I could see honestly, talking about, I mean, obviously they need it. I'm not gonna say a contender, but the Jets weren't a contender when all these stars came to us either. So I'm gonna throw a random one at you.
Give it to me.
Give him the Panthers.
No, he wouldn't even go there.
Put him in that same organization that had Christian McCaffrey mentioned so well. Shut up for a second. That was mentioned him so well. Now he has that up and coming rookie quarterback, and they have Adam Thielen.
Put him on the Texans.
Yeah.
Put Derrick Henry on the
Texans, man. If you're gonna trust
the
rookie quarterback, why not trust
There's
the Panthers?
a difference between CJ Stroud and Bryce Young.
Big difference, bro. Big difference.
All right. So let me throw a parlay. Okay, if this happens, and if this happens, and if this happens, and if I take a piss at 5 o'clock this morning, and if I finish my coffee by noon, look, if the Panthers get Derrick Henry,
they won't.
And if for some reason one of these swirling coaches like Bill Belichick or Harbaugh lands on a team that's a nobody team right now and turns that nothing into something, would you put him on that team?
No.
If Harbaugh landed in Carolina.
He's
No.
not going to.
Even if he did, no. I I think Henry's a better fit in other places.
I think Henry sounds really good as a Texan, man.
I do like that.
How about Tampa Bay?
How about the Cowboys?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a really good one. I like that a lot.
McCarthy's got to go, though.
Yo, Pollard will get the boot
No.
quickly.
I would say keep Pollard.
Yeah, I would say keep him too.
Run that Zeke Pollard offense with Henry instead.
McCarthy's got to go, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how the season ends up, but we'll see.
Well.
Imagine a coach was part of a trade.
I think Cowboys.
That would be so cool. Imagine you're like,
think
I want
that's
your
happened
coach.
before.
It's
Really?
happened. Yeah,
That's a thing.
And I'm going to tell you when.
it's happened.
All right, please. I never knew that was even a thing.
Yeah.
But I get a little lost, you know.
Lost in the sauce.
I think Bill Parcells might have been part of something like that, if I do remember correctly. But I'll
what
tell
a
you right
big
now.
name. I have actually a really interesting quote by Bill Parcells. I know off the top of my head.
2 quotes.
You
in
know,
one day?
look, we knew it was a wombo combo, right?
It's true.
So let's hit him with another quote. I'm pretty sure I said this on another episode before, but I want to say it really quick. You can fool hundreds of men down the highway of life and take pats on the back as you pass, but your life will be filled with heartbreak and regret if you cheat on the man in the glass.
Jesus.
Bill Parcells.
Did he
said
have
that.
to go that hard for a quote?
So I got a little list for you,
I
real
don't know.
quick.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
We've got 1970 Don Shula.
Ooh.
Miami Dolphins sent a first-round pick to Baltimore courts after tampering with Shula while he was still in the contract. Shula went on to win 2 Super Bowls with Miami.
Great guy.
Then you got Bill Parcells was part of one 1997. 1999, Mike Holmgren. The Green Bay
wow.
Packers sent a second-round pick to Seattle Seahawks for Holmgren. In 2000, yes, I remember this. Bill Belichick, New York Jets sent a first, fourth, and seventh round draft pick, plus additional picks later to New England Patriots for Belichick. And then
He was part of a trade?
yeah, he was the Jet. He came, I believe he came.
I didn't
with,
know it was off of a trade. I thought they
yeah.
just fired him.
No, he quit.
Oh my.
If I remember correctly, I believe he quit. And then John Gruden in 2002 with the Oakland Raiders. 2006, Herm Edwards with the Jets, came from Kansas City. In 2023, Sean Payton, New Orleans Saints sent Payton's rights and third-round pick to Denver Broncos. So Sean Payton was actually part of a trade to go to
Insane.
Broncos.
I didn't know that, and now he's
I do
there
remember
now.
that. Actually, while we're on the topic, you're both Jets fans. I'm sure neither you love your coach.
No, hell no.
Okay. Let's say you can trade for a coach. Who are you taking?
I don't know, Peter. You want a coach?
Huh?
I said, do you want a coach?
I would take Daboll in a second.
I like Daboll.
Actually, I
like
don't know
Daboll.
if I want Daboll right
there's some
now.
things going on
There's
with
some
Daboll.
things going on with Daboll, so we might have to cross that bridge when we get there. But I mean, I would take any coach in the league over Robert Saleh.
I think I know. I think I know David's answer.
As
Who
a
do you
coach?
think it is, Petey?
I think it's the man over there all the way in Seattle.
I'd take Pete Carroll in a second.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I would
Pete
take Pete
Carroll's
Carroll.
gonna
Pete
retire
Carroll,
Seahawks
let me tell you
coach.
something. You give me Pete Carroll. If you give me
What
Pete
would you
Carroll,
give up for Pete Carroll?
If you give me Pete Carroll,
I'd give my
I would
right
actually-
kidney for.
No, realistically.
I would actually, honestly, I would actually feel more confident with Zach Wilson being there still if Pete Carroll was my coach.
You know, not Zach Wilson. Russell Wilson was a very mobile quarterback for Pete Carroll. So if the problem is that you need Zach Wilson to be more mobile, hey. But that doesn't deny the fact that you could probably put Pete Carroll on a remote island somewhere, and he might form a good football organization.
Yeah.
He's just that. He's one of the, like we
He's
said,
good, he's
top
good.
5 coach in the NFL. You could put him like anywhere.
He's got a
Put
bunch
him
of
on-
Islanders.
Put him in Carolina.
He's got a
him
bunch of Islanders having practice with coconuts and shit like that. He's
Yeah,
just
word.
Take him to Australia.
He's
Say,
draw-
you
he's
have
drawing
4
diagrams.
years, then you're coming back.
Yo, they got diagrams in the sand. Like, okay, you go right at the seashell, make an in route, and you're going for the Hail Mary. It's a fucking turtle on the side of the
He's
sand.
gonna come back with like 11 Samoans.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Oh my God. But speaking of, since we got into the whole Belichick was part of the trade, you got the Jets finishing their season off playing New England.
I don't even have to look for their scenarios.
David made me cry when I was looking at his notes because all he wrote under the notes, ready for this?
I'm ready.
I have nothing to say. That's all he said. And you know what? this potentially could be Bill Belichick's last game as a Patriots head coach. It could potentially be the last game before he retires. I want to smack the fuck out of the Patriots this game.
I think
no hesitation.
Besides you being a Jets fan,
okay,
and David as well,
right?
I think this might be the least important game of the week.
I mean, yeah, it is.
There's nothing on the line
but
besides bragging rights.
That kind of, like I said, there's a lot of bragging rights on the board this week.
No.
But because of that, I think that keeps a lot more fans in tune with these games, these last games that don't matter to a lot of people. So I'm glad that even though there's some games that might be more fun to watch, maybe the extra ones that don't really matter pull on my heartstrings and bring me right back into the full-fledged season that we're having right now. I don't want him to win against us on his way out. I don't. I really don't want to.
I think he does it.
I don't want him to because I would be so gassed. Because Patriot fans, I'm sorry, Alex, always are talking hella shit when it comes to how the Patriots always beat the Jets.
They do, though.
I want that one leg on them, bro. Whatever. We beat Bill Belichick right before he retired. We sent him to retirement to lay in his coffin. That's
Does that
what I
mean you're
want.
taking the Jets then, Cody?
Yes.
Oh, no, not
I'm
again.
taking the Jets. What are you doing?
Taking the Patriots.
Oh, you're out of your mind. David, what do you got?
I'm still taking my Jets.
Come on, bro.
You guys
There's a reason.
You're picking with your heart. That's the reason.
You're picking with statistics.
That's what I do.
Sometimes that's the beauty of sports. You never know. And sometimes
That's true.
you can't teach heart. And if the Jets want to win that bad, I know the vein in Robert Saleh's head is going to be pumping come this Sunday.
He's not gonna be sitting on the sideline with a smile.
I'll put it to you like this. I bet money the Jets have 2 picks.
I'm writing this down.
2.
Write that down. Write that down.
Or let's say no, not picks. 2 turnovers. Either a fumble and a pick, or 2 picks, or 2 fumbles, something. 2 turnovers by the defense.
I'm gonna say Zappy throws 2 touchdowns.
Okay. All right. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not okay with it if we lose, but like I'm okay with your thought process.
Okay.
All right. Moving after that, we got Atlanta at New Orleans, another rivalry.
Yeah. They're rivals.
Is this game important for like a playoff clinch or anything like that? It probably is. That low key, we already said that it's the worst division in the league. We've said this all year long, but they're all pretty even record-wise.
Yeah, that's what makes it really interesting because Atlanta is 7-9, but they can still win the division.
Insane.
With an 8-9 record, they can win the division.
That's crazy.
What they need to happen, they need to win, and they need Tampa Bay to lose, and they win the division.
Oh, so it's banking on the entire. Oh yeah, duh.
They're all close. They need Tampa Bay to lose, but they also need to win.
Oh.
On the Saints side, they need to clinch the South. They need to win plus have Tampa Bay lose. So the same thing as the Falcons, or they need a tie and Tampa Bay loses.
I like it. I think it's close enough, and I've been doubting New Orleans all year long, but I got Atlanta. Give me Atlanta, bro. I got Atlanta winning this game.
This one's tough for me.
It is. That's when it starts getting hard because they're all divisional, so it's a little different.
Some mid versus mid. I'm going to take the Saints.
You say mid versus mid, but both of their records are better than the Giants and Jets.
No, they're mid. It's mid.
So what do you call us?
Average.
We're bad. They're
Below?
mid.
Bad versus
From 1 to 10, we're at 0. They're at 5, and then there's 10.
That's mid. Yeah, they're mid.
All right, I'm okay with that. So the over for this game is 42.5.
Ugh.
What do you think about that? That's a little high, if you ask me.
I just don't trust the Falcons coaching. I don't.
I trust their running backs against the Saints rushing defense.
The coaching.
I mean, the Saints have what? Not Fletcher Cox. What's his name? What's the name of that really good D end on the Saints?
Cam Jordan.
Cam Jordan. That's really it.
Yeah,
Kamara hasn't been going crazy this year.
He has been going crazy this year.
Not like the way he was.
I mean, No, he's been having.
He's the best part of the Saints right now. We'll put it like that. He potentially another running back that may not.
He should get shipped out.
Another running back that needs to get out of there.
He won't.
I banked this, and I think I said this last week, or I said this to someone throughout the week. I don't remember it. One of the stars in New Orleans is probably not going to be there next year.
Between like Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and Chris Olave, I bet money one of them is going to be gone next year.
I think they keep Olave.
He's the newest of the three.
Would the Jets take Michael Thomas? Put him alongside Garrett? Alan Lazard still there? As like a little budget,
I would do
budget number 2 maybe?
I would do an Alan Lazard, Michael Thomas swap if it was offered. If it was offered, I'd take it.
I think I would too.
You know what I mean? Because at least...
If he can stay healthy,
yeah.
You know?
Because not to say that Alan Lazard did not do his thing when he was in Green Bay, but let's put it like that. He did it in Green Bay. He didn't fucking do it in New York.
Well,
he shit the bed. He shit the bed in New York.
So there's a potential high ceiling for someone you know that you've seen it elsewhere, but you didn't see it in New York. Do you have more faith in the Saints offense than you do with the Jets offense?
No.
Do you have more faith in a potential Aaron Rodgers next year, or do you have more faith in a Derek Carr next year?
I have more faith in whatever is left of Rodgers than Carr.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So you got the Saints?
I have the Saints.
Ooh. Okay. David, who you got?
I'm taking the Saints still.
Interesting. Very
I don't trust I don't trust the Falcons either, man. I hate the Saints. I think Darren Carr is a bum. However, give me the Saints.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, moving right along, we're going right to the Bucks-Panthers game.
Okay.
Right to the Bucks-Panthers game. Same division.
Well, we know what the Bucks need to do.
Look, so is it at? Let's see. It's at Carolina.
That doesn't matter. All one Carolina Panther fan will be there.
Fun fact, actually, isn't someone in our fantasy league a Panther fan?
Yeah.
Who is it? Is it
Angel.
Anthony Bard?
No, Dylan Angel.
Dylan Angel's a Panthers fan. Isn't that so random?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, come on, dude. How do you even talk sports with a Panther fan right now?
They had McCaffrey.
When you first figure out, look, I don't know at least how it goes for you. This is how it goes for me. You start talking to someone new, okay. Oh, you watch sports? Oh, okay, cool, whatever. Oh, what's your sport? Oh, okay, football, da-da-da. Oh, you're a Panthers fan. Cricket?
Is that as bad as Joey? Our friend Joey.
He's an Eagle fan.
He's an Eagle fan, but I don't know if you've noticed. Born in Jersey.
Yeah.
Raised in Jersey.
Right.
He's a fan of every rival of New York teams. He's a Blue Jays fan, which is...
That's super
a rival. Yes, a rival of the Yankees. He's a Eagles fan, rival of the Giants. And he's a Celtics fan, rival of the Knicks.
That's the beauty. Joey's a Celtics fan?
He's a Celtics fan.
Ugh.
Yeah, right?
Ew.
And he's a Pittsburgh Penguins fan for all the hockey watchers out there.
Oh, whatever. I don't really care about that one. But I believe it because when it comes down to it, like, it's really him living closer to Philly than he really is closer to New York. And that's kind of the thing when it comes to New Jersey. It's like you don't really ever know what's going to happen. So it's unrealistic, but I get it. New Jersey, you kind of just throw one up and you pick one.
Enough about Joey. Let's talk about the Buccaneers. You know who I'm picking.
Right.
I'm picking my boy Baker.
As you should.
As we said, he's making how much if he wins this game? $2
million?
$2 million.
They don't call him moneymaker for nothing, right?
And all he has to do is win this game.
He's gonna make the money.
No, but all the Bucks have to do is just win this game to make it to the playoffs. Nothing else has to happen.
They need to win. That's it.
Okay.
Or they tie, and New Orleans loses.
Okay.
But I know you don't like ties, so they just need to win.
I don't. But no, I mean, look.
Or actually, that's just to win the division. They can also make the playoffs if they tie, and if Seattle loses.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm not mad at that at all. Honestly, who do you got? Is it hard for you?
You gonna ask me that question?
The Bucks, man.
I wanted to hear you say it one more time for the playoff berth.
Baker, cash money, money maker.
Why'd you say that like he was signed to Lil Wayne?
He might be.
Is Baker Mayfield confirmed?
I think
YMCMB?
We need to start the argument. Comeback player of the year.
Ooh.
Come on.
But honestly, be for real. I know it's a divisional game, but does winning against the Panthers do that?
If he wins the division,
if he makes the playoffs,
the division,
yeah,
he should be comeback player of the year.
I'm not mad at you for it, and I doubted you when I said that. I was even comparing him. I remember I asked you.
Cody, what team are you picking?
I got bro, the Bucks. I picked the Panthers one time. No, I'm sorry, twice, and they did me wrong twice. So fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm never picking the Panthers again. I think for at least the next 2 years.
That's what happens when they
I
have
thought
one
you were
run
gonna
of
hit
season.
us with the George Bush quote. Fool me once, shame on you.
Fool
Fool
me
me twice. Well, you can't fool me again.
Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can put the blame on you.
Shout out
Just
J. Cole.
turn it into a J. Cole song really quick. That's the only reason I know that quote. I don't know about anybody else. David, I don't know if you were just like listening to George Bush in your free time, but that's the only reason I know that quote myself. Honestly, this next game I think is going to be really interesting. You got Green Bay at Chicago. No, Chicago at Green Bay. Excuse me. You got Chicago at Green Bay. Another divisional game. You know how much the Packers and the Bears hate each other.
Oh, do they hate each other?
It's one of those, like, you know, even I remember Aaron Rodgers was even hitting up Jordan Love when they beat the Bears, and he was like, good job keeping the score up or something like that. Because, yo, it's just like, it's in his veins, and I don't blame him, bro. The Bears are just like so annoying. Best jerseys in the league, though.
Oh, here we go.
God.
But what do you think about this game, bro?
I think this is going to be super fun. I always love when Green Bay plays against Chicago.
Yeah.
This rivalry that isn't much of a rivalry. I feel like Green Bay always wins. Most of the time they win, I feel like.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
Give it to me.
If the Packers beat the Bears, they would. They're chasing the postseason, obviously, as everyone, a lot of people are in this scenario.
Yeah.
They would beat the Bears for the 10th straight time
Wow.
if they beat them on Sunday.
It's like the Jets and the Patriots of the past, huh?
I think it's just the Jets and Patriots of over there, because I still feel the Jets Patriots over here.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's one team that beats the other.
Like how important it is. You're
no,
saying?
I'm just saying one team beats the other most of the time.
So the Bears are away.
Are they mathematically out of the playoffs, David? Do we know that?
The Bears?
The Bears.
They have to be.
Yeah, no, they're smooth out of it. They're not playing for anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
They're just
you
like
got the Lions in that division.
They have the number 1 pick locked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
not in
that's not on them. That's just because that's
yeah,
the
but
Panthers pick.
if they have the number 1 pick, they're not going to the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, that's not
well,
how
that pick is just from the Panthers. That's not theirs.
Oh, that's true.
Don't know.
Yeah, no.
To answer your question, Peter.
I mean, if you can find it, let me know. But I'm pretty sure there's no picture where they go to. They're 7-9. You know, even if they won this game, they're still going to be under 500. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
bro.
see them here. But the Packers, if they win, they're in the playoffs.
The spread's only at 3.
It should be only a 3.
You think it's going to be that close?
I think.
The Packers don't. Oh, the Bears have been impressive.
Man, this is the Bears against the Packers. They're not going to let them win.
The Bears. No, excuse me. The Bears have been winning by a lot, but the Packers have been keeping it close every game.
The Packers have been really good this year. I love the way they play. The Bears too. They've been really hot as of late. They have nothing to play for. Essentially, this is their Super Bowl. This is the Bears Super Bowl.
Okay.
They're playing against their rival. They don't want to let the rival into the playoffs.
Right.
If Green Bay wins, they're in the playoffs. I'm gonna give you a little parlay.
Okay.
I got the Bears to cover 6.
Okay.
I got Jaden Reed.
Your boy.
Total scrimmage yards over 36.
Why 36?
I don't know.
That was
First
so random.
first number that
Not
comes to mind.
35?
I don't have this pre-written.
Okay. Off the top.
And I have DJ Moore over 80 yards.
All right, I'll put it like this. I got anytime rushing touchdown, Justin Fields.
Okay.
I got, is Christian Watson back this game? No.
We don't know.
We don't know. He's probably not going to have one. I'm going to say the over for this game is 45. Give me the over.
I like that.
And then I'm going with the Bears money line. Give me the Bears. I got the Bears this week.
The Bears.
Come on, bro.
I like that parlay.
I'm trying to catch up with you, bro. If I'm not the king, let me be the prince of parlays, at least. I can't be third on my own show. It'd be kind of devastating if I was. It's hard.
I'm also gonna choose the Bears to win.
Woo!
I'm gonna choose the Bears to win this week. How
What
about
do-
you, David? Who you got?
What do you think, David?
Give me the Packers.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I'm picking with heart.
I like it. Moving right along, we got Denver at Las Vegas. Honestly, is either of these teams in the question for playoff contention?
No.
Not really that important of a game then. Both teams are out of contention, essentially playing for draft post. So who do you think needs a higher draft pick more desperately, the Broncos or the Raiders?
The Raiders.
Yeah.
I think we'll talk about this in a future episode. I think the Raiders should trade for that number 1 pick and draft Caleb Williams.
They should trade it from Chicago?
They should grab that pick from Chicago.
Yeah, but if they're keeping Justin Fields, they're going for a receiver, bro. As they should.
Maybe they don't need to pick him at number 1.
True.
Yeah, he might still drop because it's a heavy quarterback class, right?
Yeah. And a lot of teams are looking for one.
So kick O'Connell out of there, get
Yes.
Caleb Williams to throw the ball to Devontae Adams. That'd be nasty. And Jacoby Myers, that'd be nasty.
I think they need to pick a little more desperately. So give me them to lose.
So give you Denver.
Give me Denver to
I
win.
might just have to agree with you, bro. But unlike us, David has Las Vegas.
I do.
It's just gonna be like they're both gonna try to lose, right?
Yeah, they have to.
It's gonna. I know you don't watch South Park,
Never.
but there's an episode where
South Park's overrated.
whatever. There's
is.
an episode where they're on a little league team, right?
Okay.
And then none of them want to play baseball, and they're like, "Well, if we lose, we're out of the tournament, and we don't have to win anymore."
Right.
And all the parents are so invested. And then they talk to the other team. They're like, "Look, we're just gonna let you win. We don't want to play anymore." And they're like, "No, we don't want to play anymore either." So the whole game was just both teams throwing to see who could lose on purpose. And the South Park's team ended up making it to the finals.
Yeah.
Even though they were trying to lose so bad, they still won every game.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, man, it's hard for me to laugh at South Park things just knowing it's South Park.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
look,
Okay.
look, why is it that I doubted that South Park was going to be mentioned on the show?
Why?
Like, with you next to me, why did I ever cross my mind? I was like, you know what, they're not going to bring it up.
Week 12. Episode 12.
What do you mean episode 12?
That's how long it took.
Oh yeah, it took 12 episodes. I would have, that's about right. 12 episodes in, let it get mentioned that I don't like it, and we keep moving. After that, I don't know, man.
We don't have many games left on the schedule after that. After that, we have Philly at New York.
Another exciting game, especially for you, man.
Especially for me. This is the one I want the Giants to win.
Yeah,
Philly, man. We got to talk about it. They've been struggling.
yeah. The
They-
Giants are the only team to have beaten Philly in the last 4 games.
Really?
No.
No, Philly's the only team. The Giants
Philly
are,
had, the Giants. I said that
the Giants are
backwards,
the only team
excuse me.
Philly has beaten the last 4 games.
Yeah.
And barely.
Yeah, that's so. Are they getting lucky that they're playing the Giants this week?
They lost 2 games against big teams.
Yeah.
They barely beat the Giants.
Oh, big team figure. They lost to Arizona.
No, I'm saying before that.
Oh, okay.
It was what, the Bills? I don't remember those 2 games.
I forgot.
But they lost against the Giants barely, and then just lost to one.
They lost to Dallas.
They lost to Dallas.
Yeah.
And then won against New York, not convincingly, and lost to Arizona. They're coming back. They need to win. I don't know, man. Like, this is a divisional game too, so
Yeah.
the Giants aren't gonna let them win. If Philly wins and Dallas loses, they clinch the NFC East.
Okay.
But if they lose, I think Dallas has it. So,
Wow. So it's coming down to the line for this.
and
so
the Giants want to play spoiler.
Yeah, and I would if I was the Giants. So this is interesting. Philly allowed 221 rushing yards last game.
And now you got Saquon.
Now they got Saquon to worry about.
Ooh.
Isn't that a little interesting? The stories seem to be writing themselves. You got to see this as a chance for the Giants to be like, you know what? Fuck Philly.
I bet, let's say 5-6 weeks ago, Philly fans, they were what? They had a really good record at that point. They
How many
looked
weeks ago you said?
5 weeks ago.
Okay. Well,
So that's what? -4 losses and 1 win. So they were like 11-1.
Yeah.
All right. 11. They're sitting pretty at 11-1 in the lead. You're looking at the schedule. You see at the end you have the Giants, Arizona, and the Giants.
Yeah.
They're probably like, oh, we got this in the bag, right?
4 weeks ago they were 10-3.
10-3.
Yeah.
Fine, right?
Mhm.
They were like, oh, we have the Giants, Arizona, and the Giants again? That's easy. That should be 3 wins.
Yeah. Nope.
Barely beat the Giants. Lost to Arizona. I don't think you're too confident in this game.
So you got the Giants?
I got the Giants.
I got the Eagles this game, bro.
I don't blame you.
They
but
need it. They need it.
just like you picked the Jets, I'm gonna pick the Giants.
I like it. I like it. What do you think, David?
I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, it's kind of not because I don't think anybody doesn't have faith in the Giants because it's a rivalry match, but
I don't.
oh well, I guess the
You heard it here first.
The Jet fan is coming out of David right now. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm sorry. And I know you came in today wearing the Jets green, but you got the Giants jersey behind you. You're feeling a little bold today. I get it. It's okay. Every dog has their day. Next, we got Seattle at Arizona. Arizona just beat Philly, bro.
So?
Is that not as impressive as it once was?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look,
I guess that's the question.
the Cardinals aren't a great team, but now that they have Kyler back, they're a good team. They're all right.
I think this is a sleeper game for me. I think this is going to be a lot more explosive than people think it is. James Conner, like I said before, is having one of his best seasons up to date. If he gets 110 rushing yards or more this week, he'll hit 1,000 rushing yards for the season.
He's gonna be running like Pacheco this week.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man.
Look,
they're coming off the high of the win.
Arizona still has nothing to play for besides, bragging rights, I guess.
Yeah.
Seattle, they need to win, plus have Green Bay lose to make the playoffs.
So this is a must-win for Seattle.
They need to win, and they also need Green Bay to lose.
I think you're right. I don't think that James Conner's gonna hit that 1,000. If I'm being brutally honest with you, Seattle's rushing defense isn't anything to play about. I think Seattle has one of those sleeper defenses where, not sleeper as in they're not good and people don't know they're good, but they don't have those big names that people really talk about heavily.
Man, there's a scenario here where the Packers don't make the playoffs. Let's say the Bears beat the Packers,
Okay.
and Seattle wins. Seattle's in, Packers out.
And the Bears? No, not
No,
the
Bears are still out.
Oh, okay. That's kind
But
of
that's
crazy.
what the Bears look. The Bears want to spoil the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they beat the Packers and Seattle wins, Packers are out.
Yeah, but I mean that's what's so crazy about this week is like you have no idea because they're all divisional.
We're gonna be watching these games on Red Zone. And it's like, oh, this team's losing. What's gonna happen? Where's the tie?
Red
What do we
Zone.
mean?
Red Zone is gonna be crazy.
And sing because no one's gonna want to miss anything.
The subscriptions are gonna jump up this weekend.
Just
not
give me
gonna
the
lie to
1 week trial.
I might have to like unplug all my computer monitors that I have in my house and just plug them all in with my
With your
TV,
TV.
and just have one everywhere, like East, West, AFC, NFC,
it's
here,
gonna be
there,
nuts.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun watching football this week. What's the best snack to eat while watching football?
Snack?
Let's say food. Forget snack. You know what? I do curse a lot. Forgive my foul language. What is your favorite food to eat while watching football?
Damn.
It's gotta be wings.
I was gonna say wings or pizza.
Wings.
How about nachos? I feel like nachos are underrated, fellas.
I just had nachos last night.
I love nachos.
Yeah, I also
bro.
had nachos last night, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'm not a huge nacho guy, but
You haven't had a good nacho.
I'm a chip and dip kind of guy.
How could you be a chip and
Yeah,
dip
nachos
kind
are
of guy,
better.
but not
Nachos are
nachos?
preset.
yeah, but it's
You throw it all in there, you just
essentially,
know what it is?
essentially it's chip with dip and more.
Talk to me.
You haven't gotten a good. See, when you get nachos that are rightfully layered,
Right.
come on now.
Fun fact.
Shout out the green room.
Fun fact. Yeah, the fun fact. The first day we met David, he had nachos.
It's
It's a
true.
fact.
And he was dogging those nachos.
Well,
Killed them.
He
Every
was like,
5
these are
minutes.
the best nachos I had in
Yeah.
a while. he was like, no, this was David. He was like, that'd be 5 minutes. Sorry guys, I'm sorry I'm not talking. Just the nachos are really good.
Yo, it's really nice to meet.
Oh, these nachos.
Yo, so tell me a little about. Hold on.
I mean, they were good. They had ground beef, beans, jalapenos.
He remembers.
cheese,
You don't have
sour
to explain
cream.
it to me.
was
I
good.
understand.
None of that extra shit like lettuce. I don't need all that. You know what I mean?
You don't like. All right, but I'm
Not on a nacho.
not on a nacho.
No, not on a
You like
nacho.
tomatoes on a nacho.
We could do some pico.
Yeah.
We could do some pico,
Yeah.
some jalapenos. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, who you picking?
This isn't a nacho podcast.
Right. Who you picking?
I got Seattle in this one.
I have Seattle.
So do I.
So in
We
my
know that-
scenario, I have Seattle to win and the Bears to win, so the Packers are out.
Listen, I wanna hit you with a little parlay for this one, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
If I can gather my thoughts together to bring you something that's presentable enough for the people to know that I'm out of my mind, please.
Come on, thoughts, come here.
Over 47.5 is for this game.
You gonna take it?
That's too high. I'm taking the under.
Okay.
Defensive team against mediocre offense. I'm taking the under, and the spread is at 3. I want to do an alternate spread and put it at 7. I'm going to take the Seahawks -7. And then I'm going to take anytime touchdown. Wait for it. Kenneth Walker.
I lost you. So it just felt like you threw an 8-leg parlay at me, and I know it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
But I'm gonna stick with you. I feel you.
You know, I'm going to say
I
one
do
more.
think Walker has a game.
Look, under 47.5. Seahawks -7. Kenneth Walker anytime.
I like it.
How do you guys feel?
I like it.
You
Okay.
also have Seattle? We all have Seattle.
I
It's
won't
gonna
be locking that in, but it sounds good.
No. Hey, all right. Well, you know what? If no one believes in me here, how
No
are
locks.
the people going to know? I got to be honest with you, though. I had no doubt in my mind that David was going to take Seattle after all the Pete Carroll hype that just went on a couple minutes ago.
I mean, it's against Arizona.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Another team, I don't blame you for your pick. I'm just going to assume I know what you have. Kansas City at LA Chargers.
I got Kansas City.
I think we can all just, look away at the screen, stretch a little bit, go grab a water. Who's worried about this game?
Kansas City won
Not
it.
me. I think that there's no doubt in my mind that Kansas City sweeps the Chargers under the furniture with a broom.
They already clinched their division. Is Mahomes fully gonna be playing?
Maybe not. He might not be playing.
He might be throwing the ball to Kelsey to get him those 17 yards and then leave.
I mean, I would do that for my boy. Hell yeah, I would
That's
do that.
it?
Yo, let me give you 17 real quick. Oh my god, my arm hurts. Ow. 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 Cramp. Mom, please.
See you next week.
Andy, I'm going down.
Maato? What's the State Farm?
What?
Mahomes and Maato. Travis
Oh
Kelsey's
yeah,
Maato.
and he's like walking away all mad.
Put your jersey on.
Shout out State Farm.
Word.
Honestly, bro, even though that no one cares about this game, I'm scared about the Chiefs going in the playoffs, aren't you?
This is the most worried I am about them in the last 7 years.
This is the most I've been worried about them since the Pat Mahomes era.
Yeah.
They haven't been looking very dominant, man.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
Every team in the playoffs has better receivers than they do.
Yeah.
Every single one. Aside from maybe the random Saints or something like that. You
Yeah.
know?
If they make it.
I mean, Chris Olave and Michael Thomas are
Thomas
better
is
on.
out.
He is, but I mean, out for the season.
He hasn't played in a while. I don't think he's playing this week.
I forget what his injury is. Maybe David could find that. But if for some reason Chris Olave is out, I mean, I don't know, bro. I think Chris Olave by himself is better than any receiver that the Chiefs have.
I mean, if you're counting Kelsey, no. But Kelsey hasn't had a good game
Kelsey's,
either.
I mean, he's not the number 1 tight end this year.
If you take
You told me yourself who's the number 1 tight end this year.
Laporta,
Sam Laporta.
He is number 1 ranked in fantasy.
Come on.
if you take Adam Thielen from the Panthers, switch him out with Rashee Rice.
No. You need to keep Rashee Rice there. I said switch him out with Kadarius Toney. Let's do that.
Okay.
Oh.
Adam Thielen. Let's say, because Rashee Rice is all they got. So I feel
Why
like,
in the world would Carolina give up Adam Thielen for Kadarius
Can you use
Toney?
your imagination, Cody?
Okay. I'll
We're
try.
in Petey's Playhouse right now. Okay.
Oh, that sounds scary. That's like very close to Pee Wee Herman kind of energy.
No copyright.
You're gonna pull up to the next recording with a red tie.
Let's say if Adam Thielen came to the Chiefs in this magical scenario, so Pat Mahomes has Thielen and Rashee Rice and Kelsey. How would you feel about that?
If Adam Thielen had Pat Mahomes throwing to him, 1,000 receiving yards.
You
in a
think
season.
so?
Yes. Yes.
You think he can still
100%.
do that?
Yeah. I never doubted he could. He was doing it before that when he had Kirk Cousins.
He was doing it earlier
He
in
was
the year.
doing it. He set those records for a reason. He wasn't even drafted. He's nice.
Let's-
And they forgot all about him because of Justin Jefferson, gave him the boot, sent him to Carolina to retire. So I think if he comes back, I don't put him in the same category as DeAndre Hopkins. That's completely disrespectful. But
He's not
very
far
similar,
off.
very similar in the sense that if you put him on a team, I think he could still produce. Adam Thielen.
Let's not
gets
forget
my,
what he was doing in the first half of the season.
Could I finish my
Yeah, of
statement?
course.
Because this is important. This is one of my favorite flex players for a long time in the league. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I see Adam Thielen's potential ceiling right now as what I saw Cole Beasley for a very long time. One of the best slots in the league. You put him wherever, he'll be productive. He's one of those guys. He did it on the Bills. He did it on what? What was it? The Cowboys? Cole Beasley was on the Cowboys for a minute, right? Pretty sure. And he was always doing it. Even though they had their struggles, it was consistently a wide receiver number 2. And that's what he is. And in Carolina, he's a wide receiver number 1 with a rookie quarterback that doesn't know what he's doing yet, and it's a shame. He would ball elsewhere.
I agree. He was balling earlier this year as the number 1.
Yeah. And he was balling in fantasy, too, because of it. I remember. I had him in my Yahoo.
It wasn't hard for other teams to figure out, hey, this is the only guy that they could throw to, and that's it.
All right. We all got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one. The Rams against the 49ers at 49ers.
Got the California matchup.
California. In the city.
Oh, you know the words.
In the city of California. Or whatever it is. In the city. Puka only needs 29 receiving yards to break the rookie record.
He's going to do it. And
Look.
he's going to win the award. He is Rookie of the Year.
I'll give this to you. I'll give it to you because I wasn't giving it to you before. If he breaks the record, he deserves Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Thank you.
If he breaks the record.
Let's say he breaks the record and C.J. Stroud wins this week and takes him to the playoffs. Who's your pick?
Isn't C.J. Stroud also having a
It's not record breaking.
record-breaking year? No,
I don't think so.
Well, he was out for a little while.
It's not a record.
But
break,
he was like on route to break something
I'm
before
sure,
the
yeah,
injury.
I'm sure he was.
No, I'm pretty sure he broke the record for like most passing yards thrown by a rookie or something like that, or most touchdowns before week something. Maybe David could
maybe
find
it's like
that.
a specific before.
But that'd
this-
be really interesting. I don't know, man. To be honest with you,
I think it's Puka no matter what.
It's hard because CJ missed time this year.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that's pushing him back. But breaking a record is breaking a record. If he breaks this record, he has my pick. San Francisco doesn't need to win this game at all, bro.
Yeah.
They've clinched for how long now? Brock Purdy's not playing. Did you know that?
Yeah, he's not playing. McCaffrey's probably not playing.
Yeah, bro. I think the Rams might just do this. Do the Rams need to win this game at all for a clinch? Because they're also pretty close to 500.
Both teams have their tickets pretty much punched for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, 49ers obviously, but the Rams, yes, they have had their position is clinched, yes.
I think they clinched it last week with the Giants missed field goal.
Yeah.
We'll put it like this.
So you're welcome.
That's crazy.
You know I'm a huge Cooper Kupp fan, so.
I say, look, just straight up and down, being honest, forget stats, forget players, forget whatever. The Rams are going to play harder this game. They are. They are. They're going to play harder.
You taking them?
I think I got the Rams this week. Underdog story.
I think Kupp is gonna have play this week because he's had injury issues. He's going into the playoffs. Want to be healthy. Probably won't play full snaps. Puka needs to break this record. He's gonna play all the snaps until he gets it.
I mean, all the snaps is crazy because he only needs 29 receiving yards.
That's also true.
It's not that far off from like, okay, 2 quick routes and you're done.
Yeah.
I got the Rams, bro.
I also have the Rams.
Let's see. Who does David have?
I got the Rams, and I actually have a little parlay set up, too.
Ooh. Let's hear it.
So I'm going to take Puka 50 plus because he's obviously going to get that 29, right? But I give him like that 50, maybe a little long pass here and there. I'm going to take Kyron Williams for a TD.
Okay.
I'm going to do Stafford 225 plus because he loves to throw that. And you know what? I'm going to say Coop's going to have a Cup. Sorry, I said Coop. It's Cooper Cup. It's going to have 40 plus receiving yards too.
His name is a tongue twister, to be honest with you.
Cooper
I've done
Kupp,
that
Cooper
so
Kupp,
many
I
times.
think it rolls off the tongue beautifully.
Cooper Cup. I don't know. I can't do it.
When you finish the word Cooper, it leaves you right in the spot to say Cup.
Cooper Cup?
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup?
I guess so. I don't really think about that.
It's a
like
beautiful
that.
thing.
So David's having fun over there. What was he doing? What was he doing before the game? Before?
He was scatting.
Oh my god, that was funny as hell. So I have a question for you, David. Against the 49ers D line, Why do you have faith in Kyron Williams for a touchdown?
I just think, with the play action that they run over there, it sets them up nicely.
Yeah, I agree.
Sean McVay likes that play action, man. So
He
it's like,
does.
yeah, give me Kyron Williams for a TD. And like I said, and like what Petey said, I don't the 49ers have clinched since I don't know, week 3, damn near. It seems like. So with that being said, I don't know if they're gonna be like starting, their full defense. They might want to rest some guys. So yeah, man. Give me Kyron.
I like it. All right. The next one, also a divisional one. You might be a little more interested in this than us, Petey. You got Dallas at Washington. I don't know who the starting quarterback for Washington is this week. I don't know if it's Jacoby Brissett or if they're going back to Sam Howell. Why did they bench Sam Howell? Is because of
He
just
played last
gameplay?
week.
Sam Howell?
He wasn't supposed to play, and he ended up playing.
Oh, wow. Was Jacoby Brissett not playing well?
I think he was hurt.
He got hurt? No.
Yeah, it was like pre-game. I don't think it was a huge deal, but he just couldn't start, and they started Howell last second.
I hope he's fine. I'm playing around. I really do like him as a player. But I want to talk to you about Dallas because we were talking about this before. It's true, man. Like, is Tony Pollard
A bum? Yes.
the weakest part of Dallas's team?
Yes.
Like, straight up and down. Is he the worst? Is he the only thing holding them back from being a San Francisco?
Maybe the coaching as well.
All right, we'll go player by player. Let's do this. CeeDee Lamb, Deebo Samuel.
CD.
Okay. Brandon Cooks, Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk.
Dude, what?
Not even close.
Yeah.
I think the
Tony-
better question is which receiving core would I take? I would take the Niners.
Of course.
Of course, bro.
I'm saying, yeah.
Like I told you last week, bro. Like, they always have been a passing heavy team.
CD Lamb.
They never needed a heavy running back like
CD
that.
Lamb is the best one out of that group, I feel like, but just Brandon Cooks is just a fall off.
Christian McCaffrey and Tony Pollard aren't even a comparison.
I don't
bro.
even want to have that conversation.
But Dak and Brock are pretty even.
Yeah. Yeah.
This season they're pretty even.
Yeah.
That's all you could say.
I would take Dak barely.
No, I wouldn't.
I would take Dak.
You already know who I'm riding with.
I know who you're riding
My
with.
dog.
I like-
Listen, I think that we've never seen Dak Prescott out of this system either.
Yeah.
Is it one of those things where you have to, unfortunately, may have to see him somewhere else to get that conversation out of the way? Dallas has a good job of not making any quarterback look like that.
I mean,
Every quarterback is the star on that team. Aikman, Romo, Dak.
all those stars, but they can never get it done recently.
Well, they're going.
They're not going.
You don't see them going.
What's been the story the last couple of years? They make it to the playoffs, and then what do?
Lose.
Could you argue
They choke.
they may not make it
Choke.
because of Tony Pollard? Probably.
No, I wouldn't say that's the difference.
I
Might
bet
be.
money.
It
I don't
could
know.
be.
I don't know when they get eliminated, but I bet money that if they lose early or if they lose off of like something ridiculous, it's because Tony Pollard could not get in the end zone.
I'm going to make a bet right now, a little side bet.
Okay.
Tony Pollard does not have a touchdown in the playoffs.
Ooh.
In the playoffs.
Wow.
That I
First
like
round
that.
exit.
No, they could still keep going.
Tony Pollard
They're
does
not
not
winning
have a
the Super
touchdown in
Bowl
the
without
playoffs.
having Pollard score a touchdown.
Oh, I don't have them winning the Super Bowl.
I know.
regardless.
I'm saying, but if you're
They
telling,
wouldn't even win the first round.
They could win the first round without Pollard scoring, but if Pollard isn't scoring game 2, they're not winning.
I'm putting it in.
I mean,
Pollard doesn't
I guess
score
it
for
depends
the,
on who
for
they
the
play,
playoffs.
right?
Doesn't matter who they play.
It doesn't matter who they play.
They're
if
going
Tony
to have to
Pollard
play
doesn't
good
score.
teams. If Pollard isn't scoring, they're not making it to the Super Bowl.
I think that there's teams that they could play that have a bad enough secondary that they won't have to be in that position.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm locking it in.
Lock it in. Do it.
I want to take the opposite of David. I want to take that he will score. All right. I'll make it even more interesting. He scores in their first round of the playoffs.
Okay. I mean, we don't really know who that's going to be yet.
We don't, but whoever it is, because like you said, it doesn't even matter, right? That's what you said.
If the season ended this morning, they'd be playing the Packers.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I would take that. What?
All right, so take it. Let's lock it in. So it's
That
locked
ain't a
in.
problem.
That
ain't a
could
problem. That ain't a problem.
That could easily be Seattle.
Oh, then that's scary.
It's locked in. So
All right, whatever.
whether it's scary or not, it's in there.
Locked in. He said, yeah, a bet's a bet. Okay. Now the last one, and I'm really glad it's the last one because it's also close to my heart. It's my division. You got Buffalo at Miami.
Now this is a good one.
Yeah,
This is a good one, and like I said before, I would be shitting my pants if I was Buffalo from how I just played against New England.
Yeah, man, they gotta be nervous.
Can I ask you a question directly? Who has a better defense, Miami or New England?
If everyone's healthy,
If everyone's healthy,
Miami.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah.
Fangio and yeah.
Right
Defense
now,
coordinator, yeah, Miami.
it might be the
Everybody
Patriots as of last week. Just
healthy?
because.
But healthy was the question.
Yes, yeah.
So
Then
healthy,
Miami.
yeah, Miami,
Miami.
for sure.
Bradley Chubb is out
ACL.
with a torn
He's out. No, he's
ACL.
out.
He's
Yeah, he's
out.
out.
No, he's done. Finito. As
Like,
Chief Keef
but
would
do we
say.
have are their corners back?
Yeah, they're back. They came
Yeah.
back for the game before too. They were questionable before we started, and then they were both in.
Jalen Ramsey didn't play last week.
They did.
He did. Oh,
They were questionable, and the estimated date of return was the game they played.
so
They did okay.
yeah, I
But-
still got Miami.
Whoever wins this game is first place AFC East.
I know.
No, is it? I think so, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Look, man. If
It's
Buffalo
for the
loses,
AFC crown, yeah.
if Buffalo loses, they're not. They don't even make the playoffs.
They can jump from the 2 seed to out.
That's isn't that crazy?
That's the gap.
Yep.
They can be 10-7.
Those
And
divisional losses, man.
Yeah.
They could be 10-7 and miss the playoffs. Wow. They like. What was the other team that we were talking about? That could be 7-8
Yeah.
and make the playoffs.
What was it? The Saints
Something like
or the,
that.
or the Bucs or something like that?
Yeah.
But the
The Falcons. They could be 8-9 and make the playoffs.
this is a perfect example of what I was saying. I remember those years, like let's say what was it, like 2015-ish, when the Jets were about to make the wild card, and it mattered if Buffalo or Miami won or lost. So I remember like watching separately. The Bills played the Jets that game, but then Miami played someone else. So I went out on my way to watch the Miami game because it mattered if they won or lost to see if the Jets were even going to have a chance. But, that's why these games are close to my heart because, me and David had a conversation about Rex Ryan and about how
What a throwback.
what a throwback. But they're talking about him potentially coming back for a coaching position in the NFL. That's what David was telling me. Did you hear about that?
I didn't.
Look, so I hate Rex Ryan because he wanted so bad to beat us when he was the coach of Buffalo, and that's why we didn't go to the wild card that year.
Yep.
So that's why all of these games are going to have an impact on me the same way that I had an impact when Rex Ryan did that to me back in 2015. That's also why I want to smack the hell out of Bill Belichick because I don't want some coach's name over my my legacy, let's say, as a Jets fan.
I like that. Well, look, the Dolphins are in no matter what, but if they win, they have the title. They're the champs of the division.
Are they sitting people?
I doubt it.
I mean, it's an important game for both
I
of them,
think they're
right?
all playing. The Bills, on the other hand, if they win, they have the title. If they lose, they can still make the playoffs. There's a way. If they lose or tie, they just need. Or if they tie, they're in. All right.
This is the only Sunday night game too.
Cool. Perfect. This is the one I wanted. This is the one I would want to be a Sunday
Yeah,
night
this
game.
is going to be a good game.
Look, if Buffalo ties with Miami, they're in. If they lose, they need Pittsburgh to lose, or they need Jacksonville to lose.
Ooh.
So if they lose, they're looking at Pittsburgh and Jacksonville, and one of them needs to lose. Other than that, I think going into this game, the Bills need this win more, and I think they're gonna take it. I got Buffalo.
I think that because they want to still get the crown, and nobody really wants to give up the crown, Mike McDaniels isn't gonna go off with an L. I'm gonna take Miami in this game.
I like that.
What do you think, David?
Well, Dolphins, have they beaten a team over 500 all year?
I have no idea, but I'm assuming the way you're asking, the answer is no? Question mark?
Pretty much.
Or it hasn't come easy.
I think yes. I think honestly, I think they have a losing record with teams over 500. So with that being said, and the Bills needing it, and they're it's either they win or they go home. So give me the Bills.
All right. I'm okay with that. Well, last but not least, the boom and bust for this week.
Boom, boom.
And I know some of you may be like, the season's over. what's booming, what's busting, but not to worry. There's still fantasy seasons going on elsewhere, so we want to make sure that, whoever's following along, they still have a little something to check on.
And even if fantasy's not going on, I think it's still fun to choose who we think's gonna have a good game.
Yeah,
and who's not.
absolutely. And I think the ones that we have lined up for today are pretty juicy, if you ask me.
All right. Well, starting off at QB on my bust team,
Okay.
I got Justin Fields against Green Bay.
Okay.
Now, I did say the Bears were gonna win.
Right.
I still think they can. But he's projected at 19.2.
Yeah.
I think it's a tough number to get to. I think he comes up short.
Oh, it's so funny that you say that because I have Justin Fields at a boom.
Woo!
Look, I'm pretty sure I also picked Chicago. No, I picked Green Bay.
Pick Green Bay.
Look, that doesn't mean I don't think that Justin Fields isn't going to have a good game because, as most people know, fantasy and the actual game sometimes don't line up. Matt Stafford was one of the best quarterbacks in fantasy for a long time, and the Lions always were ass.
Yeah.
So, to put it that way, oh my God. Ugh, excuse me. I had
That's
to burp.
okay.
He's projected at 19.2. Honestly, I think that's kind of low for him. In a divisional rivalry, I think he's going to be shooting the ball out. I think that he's going to let it go whenever he gets the chance to. He's doing whatever he can to win. I see that 19 touching 25. Give me Justin Fields at a boom.
I'm not surprised that this is the first time we both picked the same player.
Right.
Because this is a game where it can easily go either way.
Week
Just-
18.
What?
Week 18.
Week 18. He can have a great game and ball
Right.
like he did last week, or he can't. Against a divisional matchup, you never know what's going to happen.
I like that.
And the Bears are going into this offseason now, into the draft. Is Fields their guy?
I mean, the way that he's been playing the last couple games, I think he should be.
He should be. I agree.
He's been, if he was been playing for his job, he got the job. If you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can
Go get a receiver.
You can get a receiver. You can draft another QB that you think has more upside,
Yeah.
but you just never know if they're going to be NFL ready like he is.
Yeah, I agree, bro. It's kind of hard, but
Moving on.
moving on.
My running back on my bus team.
Mm,
I got somebody on the other side of the football over there. Aaron Jones against Chicago.
I don't blame you for putting him as a bust in general.
Yeah, I mean, again, same situation. It's going to be a tough game, tough matchup. He's projected 14.6. He hasn't done that much this season, and I don't think he does it this week.
Interesting. I like that a lot, actually, because not for nothing, I feel like there's a reason why people don't talk about Green Bay's rushing game. I feel like there's a reason why Jordan Love is always the topic of conversation. It's because he throws the ball. So I don't doubt what you're saying. 14.6, where do you think he lands at?
Like 12, 13.
Interesting. I like it. As a boom, another running back, I got Travis Etienne Jr. in Detroit, projected 15. Like you said, Detroit's taking it easy this game.
They are.
They're slowing down. They already clinched. Jacksonville is not a problem for them. Why not let their running back go off? Especially, is Trevor Lawrence playing? No.
Is he not?
I'm pretty sure he's not. But either way,
He should be.
Etienne is a star regardless, so it doesn't really bother me that much whether he's playing or not. I just want to see him do well. He's projected 15. Put him around 18.
Okay, I like it. All right, my star receiver on my bus team, I got Tyreek Hill against Buffalo.
Interesting.
He's had a tough last couple of weeks. I think there's going to be a tough game too. He's projected 22.1. He can easily hit that number,
Right.
but I'm saying he doesn't.
I like that a lot. I think that, Tyreek is always super interesting because he's always projected extremely high. So there's always some sort of chance because they already are in the playoffs that they're not going to have to pat that level. I mean, it's going to be a rough game, though. It's against Buffalo. It's that game that we were just talking about.
We never know what's going to happen in that game.
You don't.
We don't.
I like it, though.
Trevor Lawrence is questionable.
There you go.
Game time decision.
Now you know.
I'm sure he'll play.
As far as booms go, my one and last one, I got DK Metcalf versus Arizona, projected 15.7. That's a low number for me when you're talking about DK Metcalf. Like you said, Pete Carroll's going to bring him through this game. It doesn't matter who's throwing the ball to him. If it's Drew Lock, if it's Geno Smith, whatever. I think that Arizona doesn't really care about the playoffs. they want to win, bro, and I don't blame them. It's one of those where like, why not have a good game? The matchup allows him to do so.
Yeah, I was more surprised you didn't choose the running back on that team for your position.
Well, I chose him in my parlay. I still have faith in him. I
did.
still have faith in Kenneth Walker, but that doesn't mean that. I just think that Seattle's offense is going to do well in general. So
They
he's
should.
projected 15.7. I think he might touch 20.
Well, look, all I know is that there's no chance that both of us go 3 for 3 this week.
No, yeah.
We can't.
Hopefully it's me that goes 3 for 3.
You need it.
Hopefully I get one. I could take one home with me, the chip. I'll put, instead of all the participation awards that I've been getting for my parlays as of lately, let me get one for real. All right? I have faith in myself.
Good luck.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Aside from that, there's nothing else for us to do. You know, I really appreciate you guys for always tuning in and listening with us. And as far as that goes, take care. Enjoy your weekend of football.
Yeah, we gave you a longer episode. We missed one this week, so now I got 2 and 1.
Boom. I'll see you.
That's it.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give